Hey Tubesters. So today is a very interesting day. I forgot to take this stuff off my cup before I push the button. Where's the spoon? Hold on, y'all. There it is. So, I came on here. I don't even know what time it is right now. I think it's probably close to midnight where I am. And today's tea message is, it's been a while since I've given tea messages. The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Anyway, I came on here because of an experience I had. It's kind of personal, and some of it's also, not my business, so I'm not going to, really share much. But it kind of, I'm not going to say it made my day go sour, but it was kind of disappointing, I guess. But, and it's not like it was really anything bad, it's just disappointing the way things turned out. And I know I'm not really making any sense because I'm not being specific and all that, but I don't know, it's kind of like I don't want to say got me wound up, but it's definitely like preventing me from being able to relax and go to sleep. And I thought, every time that I can't go to sleep or I'm struggling through something, or, just want to share, it's always helped me to talk to you guys. You're always there for me, and you really helped me through a lot of shit. You really have been supportive since day -1, back on my last channel. And up until now, it's just, you've been really good to me, and it just means a lot. And I want to take a moment to say thank you. And it's so awesome. This channel is growing slowly but surely. I was gonna do a live stream, but unfortunately YouTube decided to once again change their policy, and so now I'm not able to do live streams anymore because I don't have, I think you need to have 1,000 subscribers or something like that. I don't know. I didn't really care to remember what it is, the policy is. But basically I just, for whatever it is, I don't meet the requirements. So I can't do the live streams, at least on YouTube right now. So I might go back to Twitch, but then that means I can't see comments. So I don't know. It's probably just as well because I'm gonna be moving to California anyway, so gives me some time to, I guess, focus on things. But I'll say this. Don't procrastinate, especially when it comes to love, because by the time things come around or you step up and do something, it could be too late. And don't be afraid to speak your truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And if things don't turn out the way you want them to, don't blame yourself. It's gonna be hard, but you gotta do it. It's what's right. If anything, it's just what's right for you. So make sure that you are open and honest, and you know, I don't want to say are tight ass and stay within your parameters, but stay within your parameters and the what am I trying to say? The boundaries that you set for yourself and or expect others to follow. Um, there was nothing like disrespectful that went on, but it's just I just wanted there's some thoughts that were on my mind and I wanted to share them. I thought they were important messages that I'm kind of learning right now, and I wanted to share them with y'all so that way you can, in a way, beat the learning curve, so to speak. And I am going to try and go to sleep. I have my little sleepy time tea brewing. But I wanted to come on here real quick and just share that with y'all. And yeah, it's bummy. I'm probably not going to be as enthusiastic as I normally am in my videos because I'm saddened because of how things turned out. It wasn't really bad. It was a really good day. And, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put honey in my tea. And then I'm going to show you a little mini haul that I got. So I'm not going to be able to do the tattoo that I wanted to do. And that's just because because of the time frame and the distance of how far it is from where I am, it's just not feasible right now. So maybe I'll try and do it in October. I don't know. I'm definitely going to do the tattoo. It's just I'm not able to do it. And I'm definitely going to do it at that specific tattoo shop. For like, I'm pretty sure I told y'all, right? About the tattoo I'm doing for D, the owl tattoo, and why I want it at that specific shop. But yeah, so that, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of bummed me out. But, so I decided that, well, it's not gonna happen anyway, so I don't need that money, like, saved up for it anymore. So, right now, it's basically that I'm just gonna go straight to my next command, and, I might just check out San Diego, see what it's like there. But it was two people's birthday today. One of them was, a good friend of mine, and he wanted to go to this sushi restaurant, basically, and they're so fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, sushi's one of the few things that I really miss when I was vegan, so I'm kind of like indulging in it right now because when I'm vegan, I'm not gonna go back to it unless there's like vegan sushi, but that's probably not very a lot of choices in accordance to that. But anyway, there was a wait, so we decided to hit the mall that was like across the street. And in this mall, there was I always want to say Urban Outfitters. There was an Earthbound. And so there's a few things that I bought there. A lot that I actually wanted to get, and some things that I didn't. Well, I guess none of it's really stuff that I needed, but it was all stuff that I wanted, and I kind of found it, and it's like, whatever, I was gonna get it anyway. And, I want to share it with y'all. So we're gonna go on a little bit of a tour. The first thing's actually right here. Like, it's not literally the first thing, but I think every sea magic practitioner should have a shark tooth. They're great for protection. I think I've also heard that they're good for fertility. But one of the main things is like like an amulet or a ward to like keep away negativity and keep you protected, and I can't think of what the other word is right now. But yeah, so I was really happy to get that. This is actually not my first one. I've had the first one I had, I think it was like a toddler, and so I think it was about like somewhere between 4 to 6, and it was smaller than this, probably about I don't know, I'd say about half the size. Maybe 1/3, honestly, because it was kind of small. And it was a black shark tooth, and the cording was actually brown. I think it was a little longer than this. Oh, excuse me. And, sorry, y'all. It's still on my mind. But, the point of the matter is, I think being a young little child, you kind of mess around with things, and then they kind of break, or they get lost, or whatever, and that's pretty much what happened. And I was so upset, especially when I really started seriously on this path. I was like, a shark tooth would be great. Even before I started on, like, learning about sea magic, it would be so great to have a shark tooth, and, like, to not just have it in, it'd be a cool thing, but to, like, use it as a form of protection, like in spiritual practice and magical practice. And also maybe for, you can do, like, shamanic work and, like, work with it as, like, an animal totem. That was one thing that I forgot to mention. Anyway, so that's one of the things I got. Another thing is right here. It's this copper bracelet, and I got this to work with Venus. Not necessarily like the Roman goddess Venus, but the planetary properties of Venus. Today is Friday, so it's kind of interesting how I got this, and it was a very lovable day today, actually. Even though there were some disappointing factors, overall it was still loving. So, anyway, it's not good. It's not bad, though. It's just okay. But yeah, so I got it to kind of work with the planetary properties of Venus, and I always kind of had this intuitive feeling that copper is like a great general all-purpose conductor, especially since it has that love vibration to it. And so I kind of got that to kind of keep the loving vibes and good, healthy flow of chi. Nothing's been like enchanted or anything right now. It's just kind of like in my space. But so those are two things that I got from Earthbound. And like I said, this was something that I wanted, and it just kind of like, a lot of this stuff was like a synchronicity. It's just like, oh, it's stuff that I've wanted to get for a little while, and I just like found it. Another one of those things that I decided to put on here is, let me show you the paper, it's gonna make more sense. So I've always seen on YouTube this commercial for this company, not company, what are they considered? I don't know if it's necessarily a non-profit, but it's called For Ocean, and it's basically this, I'm just gonna say group, very big group. It's not a company. I don't know if it's like a foundation or a non-profit or whatever, but they basically remove trash from the ocean and coastlines, and that's, as y'all know, it's been a really big problem. One of the most popular videos is that sea turtle with the broken straw in its nostril, and then there's also either video or picture with like the soda can plastic rings or the beer can plastic rings that were around a sea turtle, or a turtle. I think it was a sea turtle, and it was like around the shell, and I guess it like it got stuck on it when it was young, and then as it continued growing, the shell kind of like shrunk in the middle where the ring was, and then I feel like I'm not explaining it well, but basically there's problems with the trash, a lot of seabirds dying because they're eating it thinking it's food, and so I definitely wanted to get this. I don't think it's really pretty or something that I would really wear per se, but I think it looks really nice actually on the rabbit. It definitely changes the vibe of this. I don't feel it's the white rabbit anymore. I feel like it's when I said white rabbit, I meant from Alice in Wonderland, my bad. But now I feel like it's like a different type of white rabbit. But anyway, so that's another thing that I got. And, trying to see if it says, well, it was made from recycled materials, which is really cool. Every bracelet purchase funds the removal of 1 pound of trash from the ocean and coastlines. So I definitely wanted to get this in support to that. And like I said, I knew about this bracelet from the commercials on YouTube. Another thing that I got that I've wanted for a while is a big hunk of selenite. They actually had 3 available, and I'm glad that I just got one because it was $15. And I was like, oh, I know that these can sometimes be like 7 or 8. It's not a foot. It's probably about, I don't know, 8 to 9 inches. Well, yeah, I'd probably say about 9 inches. It's really good. You know, I always wanted it for like charging some stones or whatever, and now I have that, so I'm really excited. So I'm excited about consecrating that and working with that later. There's already been a piece that flaked off that I found on the floor, and I just popped that on the shrine. So I'm gonna pick you up and take you to some other, well, hold on, actually. So another thing is that I wanted some, to start getting some more of those reusable bags, because all of mine are at the house, and they had some, and they had this really cool one that says "Leave room for magic," and I think it's a great message to have. Leave room to have that magic to enjoy life, or for spontaneity. I don't know how to say the word right now, but like spontaneous things to happen in your life, and room for like instigating change or whatever, and all that stuff. It can be like actual magic and just like the fun magic of life, if you know what I mean. So I got that, and then I didn't have to use a plastic bag to put my stuff in, so that was really fun. And I'm actually gonna turn the camera around, whoops, because I want to show you some other stuff in my room. They had lots of dream catchers. I almost got one, but I decided not to, just because of I'm trying to keep a budget just to not blow through my money, because I've been kind of bad about that with my books and stuff. They also had some like wooden boxes, and I almost got one to use as a travel altar, but then I remembered there was one on Etsy that I wanted to get that I liked more. So, yeah, I didn't get it. But there are, I think there's only 2 things. Yes, there's 2 more things that I got. One, actually, I don't think I've shared it with y'all, but it's definitely something I was actually going to order online, because I found it there, and it was the last one at the store, and I was like, yes. And that I'm about to show you was actually the first thing that I picked up to definitely buy. So, I already have it hanging up right now. And like I said, nothing's enchanted, but this will be enchanted. Oops. Excuse me. To be as like a ward, and so that's what it is. This is, I've wanted this since Murphy Grey Hunter shared it on her channel. And like I said, it was the last one there, and I just utterly fell in love with it. And I just felt that, with it being made with, natural materials, I just felt like it would be, ooh, look what I done did. I just thought that it'd be really cool to, use as like a decorative piece, yeah, but also as like an enchanted working piece. So okay, so we got that going on there, and like I said, that's going to be enchanted to kind of divert any glaring scent my way, or Darkul, also called Malokio, Maldeo Ojo, excuse me, I don't do the Spanish very well. You know, the evil eye, I don't really believe in it as evil eye, I just kind of see it as like the jealous eye is more of how I see it, or even like the, like bad intentions, usually stemming from jealousy, that's usually how I see it. But yeah, thought that was really cool. And we go over here, do, 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 do. And we have this gorgeous beauty. It's got 5 bells on it. I've been wanting a wind chime actually since I've been here. And I saw one that had a Buddha sitting on a lotus, and it sounded so beautiful, and it was also the last one. But then I saw this, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And did I tell you it has 5 bells on it? It does. So biggest to smallest, or smallest to biggest. And unfortunately, it doesn't fit on the little hooking piece, but I had some string, and that's how I have this beauty hung up. And let's listen to it. Isn't that beautiful? So, I just want to share that with y'all. It really makes me think of like the type of bells that would be in like a shop when you open the door and you go in the shop, and it just kind of like cleanses you with that bell sound. And so now every time when I open my closet, I have that beautiful sound to go off, and I'm just like bless my space and make it nice. Oops. Still not used to this thing. But yeah, so I was really excited, and you know, I can hang that when I get like my own place or whatever. I can hang that outside, and when the wind blows, you know, it'll kind of like protect the space as well and prevent any negativity or malevolent, harmful spirits from being around. So I'm really, really excited. It was what I consider an investment. So I almost got this butterfly display, but it was $140, and I was like, ooh. I mean, I definitely think it was worth it because I'm almost positive that it was real butterflies. In fact, I know it was real butterflies actually, and it had my one butterfly that is my specific like butterfly animal totem, that specifically the animal healer. It was the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail, and it was in the bottom left corner, and that's why I was about to buy it. And it was in this, so they had 2 that were in white, and then they had one that was like a natural light wood, and I was gonna get the light wood, and but it was that price, and I was like, ooh, I can't do that, not with the like me wanting to get the other stuff. But yeah, and I always wanted that type of art where it's like butterflies or moths put in like a shadow box type of thing. And I did look at the other ones that were smaller and had less butterflies in it, but it's just they didn't move me as much as the other one. So I was just like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it'll be, and I'll find it, and it will become part of my space one way or another. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's just I'm utterly in love with the design work of this bracelet. I love how it looks like a chain. I think this was actually, I think, the only one like this, and they had a lot of them, but I really loved this one in particular, of course, which is why I got it. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm not my normal self. It's just it's funny how it's so malleable. Probably shouldn't be doing this too much. But yeah, we had a really cool taxi driver. Got distracted by trying to fix this because I opened it up too much. We had a really cool taxi driver And overall, it was actually a really good day. Not gonna lie. But I've kind of been feeling weird and out of place for a while now anyway. The 9th was the anniversary of the 9th of April was the anniversary of my Grams' transcendence. So I think that might have something to do with it. And then just kind of like some imposed guilt that I kind of put on myself for like not reaching out to some people who might be, specifically my mom, for not reaching out to her and seeing how she's doing or whatever. And honestly, I don't even really want to get into that right now. But it's just like some stuff like that, and then just like I've also sometimes experiencing like some cramps and not feeling too good in the stomach, but then it goes away. So I don't know, but so I know that's some of it, but it's also like some emotional things too. And it's just like just things, nothing really too serious, but yeah. They had like some crescent moon dream catchers and a triple moon dream catcher, and they had a Tajitsu dream catcher, and it was really cool. They had some Hamsa hands dream catchers. Okay, so let me ask you this: do y'all call it the hand of Fatima, hand of Fatima, or a Hamsa hand? I've always called it a Hamsa hand, and I've always known that hand of Fatima. Well, first of all, I say hand of Fatima, and I've always known that to be different than the Hamsa hand, but I've heard it sometimes be used interchangeably. So, out of all of those, how do you pronounce it? Do you say Fatima or Fatima, or do you call it the Hamsa hand? And do you think that's different? I'm almost done with my tea and I don't feel sleepy yet. But I think once I finish this, I'm gonna go to bed anyway. Maybe I'll do some reading. I think that's what I'll do. But yeah, thank you, Tubesters, for listening and understanding, and or at least trying to understand, even if you don't actually understand. Thank you for being supportive and loving and willing to give me a chance, I guess, and to see what I have to offer. And yeah, I feel like I'm not really expressing my gratitude enough. I don't know if I'm ever really going to be able to express how grateful I am for y'all, but I'll try. As always, abundant and eternal blessings. Speak your truth, live your truth. And don't be afraid to speak up about your boundaries. And don't try to take on unnecessary guilt. Good night, Tubesters.